This is 10 News.
Good morning to you. Nice to have you here. It's Saturday, May 14th. You're waking up to what's brand new this morning. I'm Robert Santos.
And I'm Kristen Keogh. Thanks for being with us. We begin the news you need to know to start your day with weather. Let's take a live look outside. We have fog, we have a thick marine layer, and the potential for some drizzle. You can see clouds in the sky all the way from the coast out to the deserts. Right now we're looking at 63 degrees at the coast and 61 inland, and we do have limited visibility in some spots, particularly Ramona and Julian, where we're down to 4 miles of visibility, but we're starting to see hazy conditions over to the coast as well. So patchy drizzle possible this morning for our coastal and inland communities. Cloud cover will be in play into the early afternoon. 68 degrees is the high at the coast. That's right where we should be. Inland, you're looking for 68 degrees by 11 a.m. That's when we'll start to see some sunshine peek through. We'll top out at 75.
6:01 now to a breaking news update. 2 people are now dead following a wild police chase in El Cajon. Police confirmed the death of the second victim after our first report last night on 10 News at 11. Officers were chasing a driver who had a warrant out for his arrest. He hit 1 or 2 cars before crashing into a tree on Broadway near Graves Avenue. The driver and 1 other person died before they could be taken to a hospital.
Breaking news, an oil tanker overturns on I-5, spilling diesel fuel all over the road. 10 News reporter Matt Mendez is live on Marina Boulevard, where hazmat crews are trying to stop an environmental disaster now. Matt, are they making progress?
Yeah, they are actually. They were just power washing. They've taken a break, but I want to show you these guys in the orange vest. These are hazmat workers. They just brought in this big truck, so they are making some progress. They're doing this in intervals. So first, they're cleaning up southbound Marina Boulevard. Then they're going to go to the northbound side, and then they're going to go to Friars Road. Now, the big concern out here this morning is they're trying to make sure the diesel fuel does not drain into the ocean. Now, the tanker was coming off the 8 West when it overturned yesterday. The truck was carrying 3,700 gallons of diesel. It dumped about 50 to 100 gallons into the river. Now, at one point, firefighters poured sand and dirt to stop the fuel from spreading into the river. That driver is a 26-year-old. They were taken to the hospital with minor head injuries. Now, that driver works for SoCo, and the company is based out of Carlsbad, and they are investigating how this crash happened. There are a number of agencies involved in the cleanup process: the Coast Guard, Caltrans, even Fish and Wildlife. Now, if you can, just avoid Marina Boulevard until about 11 a.m. because that's when crews are expected to finish cleaning all this up. For now, we're live off Marina Boulevard. Matt Mendez, 10 News.
Wow, quite a task for them. A developing story: 9 children are hurting, but they are alive this morning after a grandmother plowed into a crowd of school children at Del Mar Heights Elementary yesterday. It created a nightmare of a scene at that school.
All these kids are running and it hits these kids. One was run over.
You can see that dented car on the sidewalk, crushed strollers, even that empty baby seat on the cement. Chilling sights here. Police say a 70-year-old grandmother driving this silver Honda was picking up her own grandkids when she backed into another car. She panicked, hit the gas, and drove forward. She hit 9 children between the ages of 11 months and 9 years, plus 1 adult.
One of the teachers had the peace of mind to quickly jump into the car and reverse the car because the kid was pinned.
And I'm so happy to tell you that out of all this, the worst injury was a 5-year-old boy having a broken femur. 3 of the children hit are from one family. The elderly woman was not arrested. Police are still investigating.
6:04 now to a developing story now. Firefighters trying to figure out what sent a mattress store up in flames. The fire could be seen for miles in LA County. Part of the roof collapsed. You could see some of the smoke that's there, the thick smoke in the air, but firefighters kept the flames from spreading to any other businesses there so far, or there have not been any reports of any injuries.
Thousands of people filled the Sleep Train Amphitheater last night to see Gwen Stefani and Ariana Grande, but something else caught their eye during the show. Look at this. A fire broke out during the concert. You see that right at the top of your screen? The flames could be seen burning from the show. The Chula Vista Fire Department got it under control quickly, and the concert was not affected.
Oh, good to hear. 6:05 to a developing story now where a motorcyclist is recovering after slamming into a brick wall in Emerald Hills. Police tried pulling over 24-year-old Theola Tucker for rolling through a stop sign and not using his turn signal. He took off, but the chase That happened afterwards, only lasted about 30 seconds. Tucker sideswiped Connie Crawford, who saw him crash into the wall.
And it just kept spinning, and every time it spins, another piece would come off and fly off.
Tucker seriously hurt his leg and was taken to the hospital.
Happening now, San Diego fishermen are heading back home after their boat sunk miles offshore. 10 News reporter Bree Steffen explains how part of a spaceship helped rescue them.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time. A crew from San Diego had a close call, rescued by a tugboat on a mission.
This is the bottom right underneath the boat.
It's not easy being captain.
You've got people to take care of, you've got machinery to take care of, you've got fish to catch.
Buzz Brizendine knows how dangerous it is when something goes wrong.
Tough weather and it's at night and something breaks.
He couldn't believe when he heard his friend's boat went down 350 miles south of San Diego. The Coast Guard told me Captain Keith Dennett, his crew, and his boat Maximus sank.
It's kind of like one of your own, and it's cause for concern.
Enter their unlikely rescuers. The tugboat Shannon Dan was heading to the California Science Center, towing this 154-foot space shuttle external tank behind it. Dennis Jenkins is coordinating the trip and says he got a 10-word satellite message from the Shannon Dan. We rescued 4 people off a sinking fishing boat tonight.
Getting rescued by a tug towing a space shuttle external tank has to be one of the more unusual stories that they will get to tell.
Of when it's working and that change in sound.
Captain Buzz is just glad his friend lived to dock beside him again.
The concern is always alleviated when you find out that everybody's okay.
Communication with the Shannon Dan is spotty, but the tugboat will get to San Diego Sunday to drop off their unplanned passengers. Bree Steffen, 10 News.
You've got to see this new video from inside a plane that landed upside down with these 17 skydivers on board. So this is GoPro video from one of the passengers. You can see another guy also wearing a GoPro. The pilot is desperately trying to land in an empty field, and the plane started having engine problems right after takeoff. This is like everyone's worst nightmare, right? As it gets closer to the ground, it clips the back of a pickup truck and then it flips. So even though the plane crashed, everyone on board was thanking the pilot for keeping them alive.
He saved my life. Yeah, I think he saved 17 lives that day.
Oh, so scary. It's unclear why the plane had the engine problems to begin with. The crash is still under investigation.
New developments that Amtrak trains are up and running again after 3 people died in a crash yesterday. This happened just north of Fresno. The Highway Patrol says a driver tried to go around a stalled freight train, but when he tried going through a different crossing, another train barreled through the pickup truck. The train's engineer was hurt, but no word on his injuries. Happening now, it looks like there's some construction going on State Route 67 in Lakeside. All northbound lanes are closed for construction. This is between Winter Gardens and Mapleview. The closures last until 11 o'clock this morning. Then they shut down again from 9 tonight until 11 a.m. tomorrow. There are detours to help drivers get around the work.
Weather Aid certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
Okay, so I know, when you see this gloomy weather, it's kind of you're slow to start sometimes.
I know,
you just want
it
to stay in
makes
bed.
it tough, right? And there is the potential for some drizzle out there too, so a good excuse to take it a little slow on your Saturday morning. Let's take a closer look outside. This is Lindbergh Field. Yeah, it's hazy out there, and we are getting some thick fog in other areas like Ramona and Julian. So just be careful for that, please, if you have to drive in those areas. Right now it's 56 degrees in Ramona. We're seeing 60 in Chula Vista, 63 in San Diego. Oceanside, good morning to you. 62 there. We're seeing 59 in Escondido. So here's a look at our 24-hour temperature change. I want to point out that it is warmer, especially inland, by about 4 degrees in this time yesterday. Look at Ramona, 6 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. But don't let that fool you, because our high temperatures today will be a couple degrees cooler than yesterday. And that's thanks to this storm that's passing to our north. It's going to bring some light showers showers to Northern California. And what you'll notice from that today is breezy conditions at the coast and windy conditions out in the eastern portions of our county. And we'll take a closer look at that hour by hour here. 3:30 p.m. on wind gust futurecast showing 25-mile-per-hour gusts out in the deserts. But a wind advisory goes into effect at 6 p.m. And here's why. Because at 6 p.m. we're going to start seeing 34-mile-per-hour gusts out in Ocotillo Wells. And then by midnight, 40-mile-per-hour gusts. And then that wind advisory will expire at 2 a.m. Tomorrow conditions will be calmer for you. At the coast today, breezy for us, 68 degrees. We'll see 66 tomorrow. And this patchy morning drizzle, that's going to be the case all the way through Tuesday. Then we start to get high pressure rebuilding and warmer conditions Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to peak as far as heat goes on Thursday in the mid 70s. Inland today, 75. We keep it in the 70s until we get to Thursday. You'll be thinking about the air conditioning. 80 is your high. For the mountains today, 67. The desert's 96, but the 80s will be back tomorrow. Robert?